I'm going to be talking about what I wanted to talk about in the last videos, which was about dating. I'm going to continue that dating. I'm going to leave the video right here. And that video was more about concepts. I don't remember them, but it was about concepts. So now I'm going to talk about some other stuff that comes to my mind. Number one, that is dating apps. And most people like to talk about dating apps because they suck. And yes, they suck. There's a lot of studies about them. There's a lot of shit about them that proves that there's too many girls, there's too little guys. Okay, first of all, anybody that's on a dating app is looking at dating the wrong way. Because if you look at my last video, you know that it's not just about getting for the woman. It's actually about understanding the energetic dynamics that go along between men and women. That energetic shift, that energetic sort of exchange is a lot more valuable than the girl itself. At least that's how you gotta view it. People that use dating apps or systems, they're not valuing that. They're viewing it like it's a business, like it's an automation. They're not viewing it like, oh, let me just try and do this and let me do this and let me actually meet this girl. They're actually viewing it as like a currency, like something that they get. Not something that they necessarily actually like want to engage with women. They just want to get women. So they're viewing it the wrong way. I've never touched a dating app, ever, because it's stupid and it's retarded. Why? Because first of all, yes, if you want to get results, you're putting yourself in a disadvantageous situation from the get-go. But if you look at it even better, you're just saying, I can't do it. The app has to do it for me. Because you're retarded and you're like, oh, I can get women, so the app is going to get women for me. That should never be the case. You should never think that this app is going to replace you in order to do something. Just like AI, I'm not going to get into AI. But look, so the reason you suck with dating apps is because then you realize that, hey, I'm trying to get this thing to do it for me. That doesn't work, right? You have to do it. The connections on a dating app suck. Okay, that may be a tool to get women in the door, whatever. But look, you actually genuinely have to just go out and do it yourself. Because that's how you know how to do it. You need to get the fundamentals down first, which is what I talked in the last video, and then you have to actually go out and do them. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm just learning the fundamentals and not doing anything, because then you're retarded. Okay, I'm going to use retarded a lot in my videos because you're retarded. Well, anyway, so now you look at the dating app. Okay, now we're going to talk about Instagram. Instagram is much better than any dating app. It's the ultimate dating app because it shows your life. It shows who you are. And if you live a fun, cool life, women will be attracted to you. Now, at least me personally. Yes, there are guys that use Instagram as a tool to get women and they have all these optimized systems that you can get for cheap. That's fine. I'm not saying that's wrong. But I think that based on what I said on the last video, that finding women that connect with you energetically, it's more important than finding just hot women. I do believe that is true. Therefore, Instagram should be nothing but a way of you showing your energy to the world, not just to women, but to the planet. Therefore, men and women that are energetically compatible with you will reach out to you on Instagram, and then they will talk to you. And then they will like you because they match with your energy. So if you craft an Instagram that is purely designed to get as many hot women in the door as possible, showing off all this like pre-selections, access to scarce resource, all of this, then like you're the man or whatever, that's fine. But the women that you attract are women that are gonna just give a fuck about that because that's all you're showing. If all you show is that you are a man that has access to scarce resources, you're only going to be dealing with women that give a fuck about that, because those are the only women that respond. But women are not this little things that are just like this objective little things. They are more superficial. Subjective. They care about a lot of stuff. Therefore, if you match someone's energy, and all you give out and all you show is your energetic signature, the women that are with you are going to care about your energetic signature first. But if all you show is money, for example, the guy that only leads with money only runs into gold diggers. Because if that's what you're showing, those are the girls that are gonna actually just listen to you. The girls that care about money, not the girls that care about you. If all you go is lead with the money, what are you gonna get? Well, the money. If all you lead with is fun, you're gonna get girls that only care about fun. You're gonna get girls that only care about this. So if you want to get as many women as possible, you should then have your energy and manifest through all these different things. That way you actually find a match. When I say match, I don't mean the traditional romantic type of match, like your soulmate. That's not gonna happen. That's a myth. But you have to find the energetic signature match, the girl or girls that are sort of in the same wavelength as you. Why do people that go to the gym like each other? It's not because, well, it's because they're hot, but the reason they do is because if they're in the gym, they're following an energetic signature. And that energetic signature likes to be with people that are compatible. And if you're not compatible, that's it. So you should actually just use Instagram, use dating apps in order to actually just find people that are compatible. And you do that by showing your energy. Give me a sec. So yeah, find those girls that match your energetic signature. Now, the next step about like dating app and all of this, texting. I remember I did about texting. Because again, it's very hard to convey your energy through text. Okay, it's very hard to even convey it through camera, let alone text. Therefore, text as little as possible. Every single one of your texts, which by the way, you should send voice notes. They're much better than text. If you send voice notes, you're gonna get better results. Why? Because you can convey more energy through voice than through camera, and voice than through being in person. Okay? But just texting, so sometimes you text something and you don't know how the person said it. The energy behind it. Because the person wasn't there. So therefore there's no energy. Now, if you want to get better results, every single interaction you have by text should be designed to lead to somewhere where you can meet in person, because you have to meet in person. That way, unless you're super famous, what's gonna seal the deal is you. Understand that what seals the deal is you, not your Instagram, not your dating profile, not your text. You seal the deal. You. And you're the reason they like you, or you're the reason they don't like you. And if you're hanging with girls that aren't interested in you, then you know what type of girls you're dealing with. You lead. You seal the deal. I can have the best Instagram in the planet. If when those girls that come through that pipeline meet me and I suck, and they meet you and you suck, you will not seal the deal. That's why guys go out and spend thousands of dollars on bottle service to a club, and then the girls that they invite end up sleeping with the club promoter. Because you seal the deal. Nothing is going to replace you. Nothing beats you in this game. Because you seal the deal after all. The girls want to be with you. If they want to be with your money, then what type of girls are you really getting? If they want to be only because of your Instagram, what type of girls are you getting? And I know that's very romantic. Oh, I want girls that want to be here for me. And it's like, no, okay? Obviously, there's things that every girl likes. There's things that move women on a biological level. But I'm talking about more energetic level. Because if that's the only thing that mattered, if the only thing that actually mattered was those evolutionary triggers, no woman would ever sleep with a club promoter. Ever. A bummed out drug addict lives with his mom and plays video games all day. He would get no girls. No girls. If girls were that smart and logical. No, girls just go with the flow. They're in the magic school bus and they're going with the flow. With the flow. Whichever flow makes them feel the best. That's it. That's it. If your flow, and this is the hard reality of the game, bro. If you don't have game, it's because you're not making them feel good. That's it. Period. And if you don't have friends, if you don't have women, it's because people don't feel good when they're with you. That's it. For whatever reason. But you cannot make people feel good. And that's why you have to be careful with those types of things about optimizing your dating profile and all of this. Because if your energy isn't there, listen to this very clearly. If your energy is, I'm going to say real slow for you, if your energy isn't there, you're only going to get women that don't give a fuck about that and are with you because of all the material things you provide. If your energy isn't there, people won't be with it because in spite of your energy. And you don't want that, because then if your energy isn't what's keeping them there, the moment, and it's something else, the moment you lose that, they will leave and they will never speak to you again. That's the truth. If they're getting something out of the relationship that isn't your energy, that has to be the main thing. They'll leave immediately. They'll leave. That's why guys that are into looks maxing and all of this, eventually their girls will leave them. Because if all they care about is looks, and that's all they lead with, the girl that's with them only care about looks. And the moment someone more good looking comes along, because there's always someone more good looking, because you age, and as you age, you become less good looking, they're gonna leave. If all you care about is money, they'll leave. And that is another topic. Girls are like a reflection of you. And I don't think they're a reflection. It's just that you have an energetic push or that's coming. And girls, what they do actually, this is not politically appropriate, but girls don't have an energetic signature of their own. They just go with the flow of other energetic signatures. Men, we are capable of producing our own energetic signatures. Girls aren't. They just get floated by. So yes, why does a guy that looks maxer get so many girls? Because he's good looking. Because he's in that energetic flow, which is what we call frame, which is nothing but the energetic flow. And that is so strong that the girl that he talks to gets pushed, and now she's in the same flow that looks are everything. But guess what? Looks aren't everything. So then, if you just believe that the only thing that matters is your energy, and that's the only thing that matters, and people love you because of your energy, and girls like you because of your energy, then guess what? If it's so strong, if you can not push, but we're going to talk about that later, but like I said in the first video, allow that energy to come through, guess what? They'll believe it too, and they get swayed by that energy. And then they like you. But because guys, we're all logical, and we don't understand this, we attach those things to external things that gives us permission. For example, I know a guy, God love him, that I shouldn't say this because how do I know this? Because we all know. He gets a ton of girls. A ton. And he's a retarded imbecile. And he gets a ton of girls. Like, I've never seen anybody get as many girls as he does. But okay. And I asked him, how can he get these girls to like me? And he looks at me dead in the eye, I'm not making this up, and says, they like me because I have a big dick. And I go, wait a second. That's not what they like you. And he goes, yes. And I go, no. Because they don't know that you have it until it's time to, know. How can they know? And he goes, they always know. And it's like, they don't know. The problem is that because he has a big one, he believes that girls like that. So then girls like me because of this. And then girls like him because he believes girls like him. If you believe, and this is the hard truth, let's say you're here, this is you, and a fucking tornado comes, the wind is going to pull you. That is how your energy has to be. It has to be so strong that it ends up pulling people in or pulling people out to your own set of beliefs. Your energy has to be so strong and so powerful, it has to be there to the point where people just get sucked in. Where people get sucked in. And that's how you got to be. That's what you got to learn to develop. That is game. A line is not game. Setting up your Instagram is not game. Because if that's all you rely on, you're fucked. fucked, because then you're relying on this external thing. What happens if you lose it? Now we're going to talk a little bit more about energy. The main thing about your energy, not just when it comes to girls or whatever, we're going to stray off a little bit about game. People must feel good talking to you. That's the first. If people don't feel good talking to you, you're going to have a hard time. If, again, with YouTube, it's the same thing. If people don't feel good watching you, you're not gonna be able to get anybody anywhere whatsoever, right? And it's not about smiling like that. It's just about your energy has to produce good feelings, good emotions, good sensations onto people. That's the basic. That's how you get people to talk to you. Because if you put your hand in the fire, how long are you going to stay in there? Because you don't like it. It feels bad. But if you put your hand like this and I give you $100 bills every second, how long are you going to stay there? A long time. Because guess what? You like it. So that's the first. And then you just direct it. But that's the first step. If your energy isn't at least positive, isn't at least good, isn't at least causing positive things onto people, guess what? I don't care how good your line is. I don't care how good your Instagram is. We're not getting anything whatsoever. And if you ever get something, be careful. Be careful. I'm telling you right now, this is a piece of advice right here. If you rely on your Instagram 100% and on the material things and you're getting girls, be careful. Because this is a reality here. The more money you make, you expose yourself to a higher level of predatory women that know how to fake it better. That's why I'd say when it comes to picking up women, it's much better to be broke than it is to be rich. Because if you're broke, if you have nothing, and you get a girl, you know deep down the reason she's with you is because she likes you. Every single guy that I know that has the money or looks or whatever, deep down, they know the only reason the girl is with them is because of those external things. And they always wake up every day, does this girl really like me? They always say that. They always believe that. Then, what's going on? They know. They know. And you want to know why they know? Because it's true. The girl's only with them because of that. And they can feel it. They don't know why. They can't pinpoint it logically because we're men and we're retarded also. But they can feel it. Deep down, they know. They know. Deep down. And it bothers them. Deep down, they know. They know deep down. In their heart, in their soul, they know. And you know too. You know when a girl's into you because of something else. You know. You know when someone's hanging out with you just because they have to, or because they're gaining something, not because they actually like you. You know. You always know. You know. And by the way, the girls know too, by the way. Girls can tell if you don't like them and you're just with them because you want to get something out of them. They know. Because you know. And if you know as a man and you're nowhere near as connected to your feelings as they are, just imagine how obvious it is to them. How obvious. When you don't actually like them, they can tell. That's why you should not get any resentment towards women. Because they know. They know. And they see you as dangerous, by the way. They see you as dangerous. And I'm just going to go on a side tangent here. That's why I say women are retarded. Because girls want a guy that's dangerous, but not that dangerous. I've seen it. Girls want guys that are dangerous, just not to them. Girls want guys that are unpredictable, but not too unpredictable. Because if you are really unpredictable to the point where the girl has no idea what you would and wouldn't do, she won't be with you. That's the truth. Because girls like safety. And they do. They like safety. They actually do. They want to feel safe with you. And if you have any sort of resentment towards them, where even 1% of you, believe me on this. 1%. I'm going to talk about this. There's balancing forces, but if even 1% of you, if they sense that even 1% of you could hurt them for real, or wants to, and there's nothing balancing it out, I'm going to talk about it in a second, they won't be with you. They'll get scared. You'll scare them off. It happens to me a lot. Why? Because the energy of, let's say, hating women or resenting women or being aware of how evil they are, I'm not saying they're evil, but guys believe that energy is here. And then there's the love and the prettiness, and oh, I love women and all this, that's here. And those two energies, they balance each other out perfectly, to the point where that's the unpredictability that girls like, which is that you could leave at any point, but you're not going to hurt them. But if your resentment and hate and overall dislike of women is greater than your love for them, they can tell. And then it's bad, because then there's not that balance that keeps you from actually doing something bad to them. Because girls want you at a point where you love them enough to talk to them, but you also don't like them enough to just forget about them in a split second. But they don't want you to like them so much that it overcompensates, that it beats your love for them, and therefore you become actually dangerous. Okay, because a girl wants a guy that if she pisses him off, a girl wants a guy that if she ever pisses him off, he's never gonna talk to her again, ever. But what she doesn't want is a guy that if she pisses him off, is gonna beat her up. Girls don't want that. Or kill her. Girls don't want that. They don't want that, actually. No. They want to know that that's the line. If anything that's hurt inflicted onto them physically, that's not good. And if you have this vibe that you genuinely have no love or affection because you hate them for real, they will not be with you. They can sense that like that. They can sense it immediately. And I tell you this because I was like that. I'm going to be honest here. I got to a point where I grew so resentful of women. So resentful that I had absolutely no love for women as a whole. No love. Therefore, I would never hurt women. By the way, I'm just going to say that, and I've never hurt a woman. I will never do it. Don't get this out of context. But the reason I didn't do it was because I knew logically it would get me in trouble. Not because I didn't care. Understand? Not because I emotionally and energetically didn't care. Understand that? I'm revealing a little bit about myself here. And if you have any sort of sense like that, girls will not want to be with you because they will not feel safe. A girl wants to be attracted to you first, but she also wants to feel comfortable / safe. If you can make a girl feel attracted to you and safe, you got her. If you can make her feel attracted but not safe, I don't think she won't do it. She won't. Because if she gets involved with you, she doesn't know what you're going to do. But again, if a girl feels safe with you but doesn't feel attracted, you're friend zoned. So you should get both. Remember, balance, a healthy degree of skepticism, a healthy degree of maybe resentment, a healthy degree of negative is okay because it then balances the positive and it creates this perfect balance of I want you, but I don't need you. But if you're too on the negative, oof, that's not good either. That won't get you results either. So be careful not to fall into the overcorrection zone. Okay, so work on your energy. It's totally fine to have dating apps as long as they're not a replacement for your energy. Okay, now, what else? Dating app, we have this, we have that, we have, energetic. Don't be too resentful, just like you shouldn't love them unconditionally, but that's another topic that I'm not going to talk about because I'm going to get demonetized. And so look, the overall arching point is that if you have a girl that likes you, for you, that's better. And everybody's like, you should get a girl that likes you for you. And it's like, okay, fine. But you should also, that's a bit retarded, right? But you also don't want a girl that doesn't like you for you and likes you for other reasons besides you. That's also not a good idea. At all. That's not a good idea either. At all. So therefore, find the middle point. That's what I'm saying. Balance. The forces have balance. It's I'm not gonna say this. I was gonna give an example, but I'm gonna get demonetized by it. I believe every single man, sometimes, not everywhere, wants to do bad things to women. It's in our nature. But we also want to love them and protect them. And that's also in their nature. And those two forces, they balance each other out. Therefore, if you're over with one and you don't have the other, that's not going to work. If you have over the negative one, that's also not going to work. Because then women aren't going to want to be with you. For real. They're just not. Even you say, oh, but what about the drug dealers that are dangerous and shit like that? Even them have that balance. Believe it or not. It's just an overarching, more extreme version of it. Yeah, because the drug dealer that beats his girlfriend, he still gives her gifts. He still gives her cars. He still protects them against other drug dealers. Understand? Protection. Danger. But if you don't give a crap about girls to the point where you don't mind that harm is being inflicted on them, that's not good. That's not good. Because the drug dealer that beats his girlfriend, he still gives her security so that he can protect her against other people, other men. If you don't have that sense of protection, no woman's ever going to stay with you. Ever. 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 They're just not going to do it. The moment the drug dealer stops protecting the girl, even if he beats her up against other men, she'll leave. She'll leave. Because then she's in a dangerous position. That's the truth. That's the truth. And I could say endless things. Endless. We can go off topic, talk about energy, talk about this and that. I just want to keep it on topic here. Let me think for a second about else. I'll just make this point here. It's very hard for me to teach everything because there isn't that much to teach. It's not complicated. I mean, getting girls is not complicated, man. No. Anything that over half of the population of the planet can do, which is get girls, which is get laid, it's not that hard. You know how many people get laid annually? If that many people can do it, then it shouldn't be that complicated. If retards can do it, you should be able to do it, bruh. For real. It can't be that complicated. That's something you gotta say. I mean, you know how many people get laid? Retards get laid. It can't be that complicated. For real. I mean this. It gotta be easy. But you overcomplicate it. You overthink it. You think you need all of this when you don't. That's what's happening. You are making it hard on yourself because of self-sabotage. That's a way of self-sabotage. Overthinking, overanalyzing, overcomplication is self-sabotage. You want to know why? Because you don't think you deserve it. And therefore, because you're afraid, your brain adds steps to make it seem complicated to paralyze you. Paralysis by overanalysis. If you overanalyze, you get paralyzed because you're like, I gotta take care of all this. No. If you want to record a YouTube video, get a light, get a camera, get a microphone, and talk. Or if you want to make it even simpler, get your fucking phone out and talk. If you want to get girls, just talk to them. If you want to have women in your life, just have women in your life. Go talk to them. It doesn't have to be complicated. Craig Ferguson, which is known for flirting with women on a show, they asked him, how do you talk to women? And he looked dead in the camera and said, just talk to them. That's like, keep it simple, stupid. That is the secret. If you want to record a video, just record it. But why? Because you'll get better at it as you go along. This is a phrase from Indirect Mentor. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing bad at first. When you learn to walk, the first time you try, you fucking suck. Every single thing that you're good at, you were bad at first. And even if you were naturally talented at it, you got better the more you did it. And looking back, even if you were kind of good, you're still looking at it, yeah, but compared to what I am now, I sucked. That's why you just talk to them, just record, and keep talking to them and keep recording. You get better. That's it. That's it. And I'm going to leave you with this. Everything that you do, not only with women, but with women, I'm going to keep it on topic. Every single approach, every single this, every single rejection, view it as learning and testing. You're testing, okay? If you go and have an energy, you're just testing. If it goes wrong, okay, let me do something else. But you get personally involved with your energy and your attempts and your this. So you do something, and because you think what you're doing, you get invested in what you're doing, you do it again and again and again and again. No, everything you do is testing. Everything you say, how you act, how you move, how you talk, how you look at it, testing. And whatever works, works. So just test. Talk to a girl, test something. Just talk to her, smile. If it works, keep smiling. If it doesn't work, don't smile. But don't get stuck. If you just look at a girl and and you don't know what to do, if you don't talk to her, you'll never learn. You don't learn jiu-jitsu by watching videos. You learn it by going out and do it. Why? Because what I just said here, 90% of you already forgot what I said. I've been talking for 30 minutes. You already forgot it. So if I can leave you with this, do it. Because why? I'm going to leave this one little thing before you go. Knowledge can only be deployed when used. I can teach you the fundamentals, but it has to be applied. If you watch a jiu-jitsu video, the only way that knowledge gets activated is if you do jiu-jitsu. If you learn all of this, but you don't go out and talk to them, even if you know what to do, your brain doesn't know how to do it yet because it needs to practice it. I can teach you how to talk, but if you don't talk, you don't practice. Understand? So our brain has to do things in order to learn how to apply the knowledge, because knowledge, application, results. If you have the knowledge but you don't apply it, there's no point in having the knowledge. If you're not going to talk to women, you might as well just watch something else. So just do it. Let's say, just go out and do it. I'm going to leave it with that. Now, if you like the video, subscribe, comment something that you learned so that it sticks. Go take action and wait for tomorrow.